Hello everyone, welcome to the Euroquiz Final 2016. Yay! I'm Sophie Buxton and I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the Scottish European Educational Trust, which runs the Euroquiz each year. You've all done really well winning your local authority heats in order to be with us here today at the final, and it's wonderful to see you all. Before we start, we have a few housekeeping notices. The fire alarm is a high-pitched siren, and in the event of the fire alarm being sounded, please leave the building immediately using the nearest exit. We have exits both at the top, through which you came, at the bottom here, and in the centre. Please move outside quickly and calmly and do not stop to collect belongings. We will assemble on the grass area outside the lecture theatre. Hopefully, though, that won't be necessary. The other notice I have is, could I ask you all to switch off mobile phones so that they don't disturb our finalists here today. So we're delighted to have with us Fiona Fisher from SILT, Scotland's National Centre for Languages, who will be taking us through all the quiz questions today. We're also honoured to be joined by the head of the European Parliament office in Scotland, Per Johansson, who will be joining us to take us through the answers to the questions after each round. So, but before I hand over to both of them, we're joined by Dr. Yvonne McLaren, from the head of Department of Languages and Intercultural Studies here at Heriot Watt, who would like to say a few words on behalf of the university.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heriot Watt University on behalf of the university and the Department of Languages and Intercultural Studies. I'm delighted to see so many of you here today. You all look very excited, raring to go. My name's Yvonne McLaren, and I'm from the French section in the Department of Languages, so I should really say, bienvenue tout le monde. Ça va? Excellent. Now, I know some of you have been on a little tour of our department this morning and seen some of our interpreting laboratories. And so you might know that our department was created in 1970, which is long before probably most of your mums and dads were even born, let alone you. And we've been teaching students to become translators and interpreters over all these years. And that means learning languages. We offer French, German, Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, and most recently also British Sign Language. And we're hoping very much that some of you will come back after you've finished high school maybe and come and study with us. Now, Europe is at the heart of everything we do. It's very important that we're all familiar with what's happening in Europe because it affects us on an everyday basis in all aspects of our lives. So I'm very happy to see so many of you here today interested in Europe and interested in learning languages. It's important that we learn languages. You might hear people saying, oh, but everybody speaks English, so what's the point? But there is a point. It means that we can speak to people from other cultures, other countries. We can understand them. And research has shown that people who speak more than one language are very mentally agile. They can do the types of mental gymnastics that people who can't speak other languages can do. Yeah, so it's very important that you carry on. Our students go all over the world and do all sorts of exciting jobs because they can speak different languages. So I would encourage you all to keep going with your languages and keep going with your interest in the world and in Europe. And as I say, maybe one day I'll see some of you back here. So I hope you all have a lovely time this afternoon. Viel Spaß, as they say in German. Have lots of fun. And may the best team win. Good luck, everyone.
Well, thank you, Yvonne. I'm Fiona Fisher. I'm the Director of Scotland's National Centre for Languages. And we're based at the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow. So I'd like to welcome all of you finalists here today. Every one of you is already a winner because you've made it to the final. And you should be really, really proud of yourself because I know that that's no small feat. These questions are hard. You need to know a lot. And I know so many adults have been really impressed when they hear the kind of questions that you're able to answer. So I want to introduce each team that's in the auditorium today, but I'm also seeing that you've brought some people with you. And I'm not talking about the mums and dads in the back. I'm looking at a fox up there, a wild boar. It was boys that brought the wild boar. There's loads of bears all over the place. There's a Highland coo down here. There's a monkey. And we've even got a unicorn. Now, you don't see one of them every day. So when I call out the name of your school, I want you to cheer, clap, wave, and show us your mascot. Okay, are we ready? Alloway Primary School from South Ayrshire. Barnhill Primary School, Dundee. Bonnyrigg Primary School, Midlothian. St Leonard's Primary School, South Lanarkshire. Deanburn Primary School, Falkirk. Greenworks Primary School, Murray. St Margaret's Primary School from the Kingdom of Fife. Gilmuir Primary School from Edinburgh. Hermitage Primary School from Argyll and Bute. Histon Primary School from Renfrewshire. St Marnock's Primary School from Glasgow. Kilburn Primary School, North Ayrshire. Laneshaw Primary School, East Ayrshire. Law Primary School, East Lothian. St Mary's Primary School, West Dumbartonshire. Mearns Primary School, East Renfrewshire. Melrose Primary School, Scottish Borders. Mill of Forest Primary School, Aberdeenshire. St Peter's Primary School, Aberdeen City. Moss Head Primary School, East Dumbartonshire. Muckert Primary School, Clackmannanshire. Newington Primary School, Dumfries and Galloway. White Hills Primary School, Angus. Newton Primary School, Stirling. Portmoak Primary School, Perth and Kinross. Williamston Primary School, West Lothian. Portree Primary School, Highland. Sandvik Junior High School, Shetland. School and Rue, Western Isles. St John's Primary School, Inverclyde. Think that's us all? No? Well, I've got a page missing then. Oh? How could I have missed Campus Nethin? I think you need to hold that up and let everyone see it. Have I got everyone now? Fantastic. Right, but I also want to offer a warm welcome to our spectators, the friends, the teachers, the parents and family who are with us at Heriot Watt today. You will all have received a programme, now this is your challenge folks, which includes answer sheets. If you would like to play along with the quiz, if you are brave enough, then there's the question papers at the back, and we suggest that you do, but please remember folks, they're going to beat you. So the Euroquiz Final is also being watched live via the webcast on the SEAT website in classrooms around the country. So can I say hello to all of you? And I hope you'll be getting behind your classmates here at Heriot Watt. A very warm welcome to you from everybody here. Finally, I'd like to wish all our finalists the very best of luck. I hope you all have an enjoyable day and have great fun. It is now my great pleasure to invite Per Johansson, Head of the European Parliament Office in Scotland, to give an overview and explain how the quiz will run.
So, hello everyone. From me, unless you're sleeping, now you'll probably be awake after that shout. I would like to welcome you all, and also from me and from the European Parliament, say well done to all and every one of you for getting this far. And I would like to extend a special welcome to Cambus Nethan, who had to wait so long to get their name called. I would also like to start by saying thank you to SEAT and to Sophie and Jane and to all the trustees for organizing not only this event here today, but also all the heats and all the other associated events around the country, basically, in order to get here. And thank you to Heriot Watt and Yvonne for hosting us here today, because this is a fantastic venue, and thanks a lot for all your very, very important and kind words as well about languages, and to all of you about what you can do with languages. And I can guarantee you that I myself, who speak at least 2, Swedish and a bit of English, can guarantee that you will have a much more interesting career and, in my opinion, life if you are able to use other languages, because of all the interesting people like yourselves that I'm able to meet by doing so. I would also like to say how pleased I am to be able to be here with the quiz mistress, Fiona, from SILT, and for all the hard work that SILT have been doing as well, especially on the language questions of the Euroquiz, which you will, of course, all of you, including the mums and dads, teachers in the back, be able to answer when the time comes. I also would like to say to everyone watching this around Scotland and around the world, because we can, of course, be watched around the world. I don't think we're geo-blocked, are we? No. Feel free to play along. Answer sheets for the ones in the room are in your packs. And for everyone at home, you can just make up your own or shout out the answers, because no one will be checking when you're there. But also to say that well done to everyone that has taken part in the Euroquiz, in all the heats, in all the schools preparing for the heats, and to everyone that has arrived here today. So I would like to, from all of us that are not taking part today, so in the back here in front, to give a warm applaud to everyone that has participated in the Euroquiz 2016. And finally, I would also like to say how proud I am to be representing the European Parliament in Scotland and to be a proud supporter of the Euroquiz for quite a few years now. So I just wanted to express that as well. Here comes the boring part. I've been tasked to introduce to you how the quiz will run today. So listen carefully. I will say this only once. It's a bit of an old joke for the older generation, but still. So, the instructions will be repeated at every round, so don't worry if you miss something now, but this is basically how it will go. Today's final is made up of 3 rounds in which you, the teams, will participate. We'll start with round 1, as we normally do, which has 20 questions, and these will be answered in pairs within your teams, and the points are added up to give the team score. Then round 2, which is the language round, so this is when Yvonne's advice will come in very handy. This involves 15 questions for teams, and during this round you may discuss your answers. The first 10 questions are spoken language questions in German, Spanish, Italian, and French, followed by 5 general knowledge language questions. These questions have been developed in partnership with Fiona and Silt, Scotland's National Centre for Languages, and have been recorded by students at Heriot Watt University. So they've been using the equipment that some of you have been seeing this morning anyway. In round 3, we will focus on European history, culture, and the EU. This round will have 20 questions, and at this stage you'll be asked to work in pairs again with the person sitting next to you. And the rounds, the points will be added up to give the team score. And after each round, we will take you through, and this will be me personally, the correct answers while the papers are being marked. And after this comes the really exciting part, because the 2 teams in the lead after round 3 will go forward to a final round. This round 4 has 10 questions for teams, followed by the all-important buzzer questions to decide the overall winning team of the Euroquiz 2016. And as I said, we will repeat these instructions again, because I'm a bit confused, I have to say, before each round. Just before we start, though, I just want to make sure that we're all kind of ready and awake. So, pupils, teams, are you ready? I'm a bit hard of hearing, so are you ready? Yes! Good stuff. I'll now hand you back to Fiona to start the quiz.
Okay. So, if you're all ready, we'll now begin round 1. Okay, round 1 will be 20 questions for you to answer in pairs. Working with the person next to you, listen to the question. You can then discuss your answer, and one of you should write down the answer on the sheet. You can discuss the answer with with your partner, the other member of your pair. Remember not to let the other pair in your team or other teams hear what you say. So there's no conferring apart from between the partners. You should have 2 green answer sheets in front of you. Yes? Good. Write the name of your school now, please, at the top. And listen carefully to the questions. Please then try to spell as well as you can. However, spelling will not count against you as long as the meaning is clear. I will read the questions and the possible answers. I will ask each question twice. Please listen carefully, as they will not be repeated after this. The questions will also appear on the screen behind me. Okay? Is everyone clear? Yes. Right. We'll go to question 1 then. Valletta is the capital city of which European country? Valletta is the capital city of which European country? Question 2. This is the flag of which EU member state? This is the flag of which EU member state? Question 3. Which of these countries does the river Danube flow through? A. France. B. Hungary. C. Latvia. Which of these countries does the river Danube flow through? A. France. B. Hungary. C. Latvia. Question 4. The islands of Santorini and Mykonos belong to which EU member state? The islands of Santorini and Mykonos belong to which EU member state? Question 5. Germany is divided into a number of federal states or Länder. How many are there? A, 6. B, 16. C, 26. So Germany is divided into a number of federal states. How many are there? A, 6. B, 16. Or C, 28. 26. Okay, question 6. In which European capital city would you find this famous cathedral? In which European capital city would you find this famous cathedral? Question 7. Mont Blanc and the Matterhorn form part of which European mountain range? Is it A, the Carpathian Mountains, B, the Pyrenees, or C, the Alps? So Mont Blanc and the Matterhorn form part of which European mountain range? A, the Carpathian Mountains, B, the Pyrenees, or C, the Alps? And when you're conferring, can you make sure that nobody else can hear? Because I can hear some of the answers inside. Question 8. Transylvania is a region of which EU member state? Transylvania is a region of which EU member state? Is it A, Romania, B, Hungary, or C, Slovenia? So that's A, Romania, B, Hungary, and C, Slovenia. Question 9. This euro coin is issued by which European country? This euro coin is issued by which European country? Question 10. In which European capital city would you find Checkpoint Charlie, a former crossing point between two halves of the city? In which European capital city would you find Checkpoint Charlie, a former crossing point between the two halves of the city? Question 11. What is the approximate population of Belgium? Is it A, 11 million, B, 15 million, or C, 19 million? So what is the approximate population of Belgium? A, 11 million, B, 15 million, or C, 19 million? Question 12. Kilkenny and Cork are countries in which EU member state? Kilkenny and Cork are countries in which EU member state? Counties, sorry. Question 13. Which two EU member states border the Ionian Sea? A, France and Spain, B, Croatia and Slovenia, C, Italy and Greece? So which two EU member states border the Ionian Sea? A, France and Spain, B, Croatia and Slovenia, and C, Italy and Greece. Question 14. The Principality of Liechtenstein shares a border with which EU member state? A, Germany, B, Austria, and C, Luxembourg. So the Principality of Liechtenstein shares a border with which EU member state? A, Germany, B, Austria, C, Luxembourg. Okay. Question 15. Neuschwanstein Castle is in Bavaria. In which European country is it located? Neuschwanstein Castle is in Bavaria. In which European country is it located? Question 16. Tallinn is the capital city of which European country? Tallinn is the capital city of which European country? Question 17. La Manche is the French name for the strip of water separating Britain from mainland Europe. What is the English name for it? La Manche is the French name for the strip of water separating Britain from mainland Europe. What is the English name for it? Question 18. In February 2016, the 18th Quality of Life Survey was published. Which European city was announced the best city to live in? A. Vienna, B. Glasgow, C. Copenhagen. So, in February 2016, the 18th Quality of Life Survey was published. Which European city was announced the best city to live in? A. Vienna, B. Glasgow, C. Copenhagen. Question 19. Which of these islands is the furthest south? A. Sicily, B. Cyprus, C. Mallorca. So which of these islands is the furthest south? A. Sicily, B. Cyprus, C. Mallorca. And the last question of this round, question 20. The Vasco da Gama Bridge is almost 11 miles long and crosses the Tagus River. In which European country is it located? So the Vasco da Gama Bridge is almost 11 miles long and crosses the Tagus River. In which European country is it located? Now, that concludes the first round. Please, can you keep quiet just now, folks? Can I now ask the teachers who are doing the marking to collect in the answer papers? Once you have returned to your seats, please open the envelope on your clipboard and the correct answer for round 1 and use these for marking. When you've finished marking, please remain seated and the seat team will collect the sheets to take to the scorers. So teachers, if you could hold your sheets up when you're ready, the team will see that you've completed. That would be lovely, thank you. Now, could I ask, once they've finished the marking, if you could come in pair and take us through the answers? Are all the marking sheets in? Yeah.
Wow. That was really difficult. But the good thing is that I know the answers. So I really would like you to help me with this, though, because as I said, because of the people at home being able to actually shout out the answers, I think it's time for you to get the same chance. So when I tell you the question or read out the question, you can then shout out, hopefully, the correct answer, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? Is everybody up for that? Good stuff. So, Valletta is the capital of which European country? Malta. And number 2, the flag that you see on the screen is the flag of? Slovakia, indeed. And the islands of Santorini and Mykonos are in which country? Greece. Very good. I've forgotten question 3, didn't I? So I have to go back to question 3, of course. Which of these countries does the river Danube flow through? Hungary is the correct answer. So we'll skip Santorini and Mykonos and go to question 5. Germany is divided in how many federal states or Bundesländer? 16, correct answer. In which capital city in Europe do you find the famous cathedral that you can see the views from there? Paris. And this is the Cathedral of Notre Dame, which was opened as early as in 1345. Not even I was born then. The Mont Blanc and the Matterhorn form part of which mountain range? The Alps. And the region of Count Dracula is in which member state? Romania. And this beautiful euro coin that we see on the next page with something we in Swedish called hjortron on it. Which member state does this come from? Finland. Checkpoint Charlie can be found in which capital city? Berlin. The population of Belgium is 11 million. And the two counties of Kilkenny and Cork are in Ireland, or the Republic of Ireland. The two member states that border the Ionian Sea are Greece and Italy. The Principality of Liechtenstein is a very, very small country in that little ring there. They share a border with which EU member state? Austria. And Sleeping Beauty's castle, that's Neuschwanstein, is based in which European country? Germany. And Tallinn is the beautiful capital of which country? La Manche is called in English? The English Channel. And which is the best city to live in Europe according to the 18th Quality of Life Survey? Vienna.
No, it's definitely Glasgow.
Must be Glasgow, eh? And the island that is further south, I can't even pronounce it, further south is Cyprus. The Vasco da Gama Bridge is in which country? Portugal. Well done, everyone.
Okay, well done, everybody. If you're now ready, we'll move on to round 2. My favourite, the language round. Right, now everyone, listen. You need to listen carefully to the instructions, okay? This involves 15 questions for the teams, and you may discuss your answers. You should have one purple answer sheet in front of you, yes? Right, now please write the name of your school on that sheet. At the top, please. Right, the first 10 questions are spoken language questions in German, Spanish, Italian and French, followed by 5 general knowledge language questions. For the first 5 questions, you will hear a short phrase or question spoken in different European languages. These will appear in this order: German, Spanish, Italian and French. You will be asked to identify what this means in English. You will hear each recording twice. After the second time, you'll be given a few moments to discuss the answer with your team. Write down what this means in English on your sheet. You may make notes at any time, but this bit's extremely important, okay? You have to remain completely silent while you're listening to the recordings, because otherwise it would interfere with other people. Okay, so you can stay completely silent when you're listening to the recordings, but you can take notes, and then you'll be after the second recording, you'll be given the chance to discuss. Okay. You ready? What does this mean in English?
Ich heiße Paul.
And again?
Me chiamo Paul. Mi chiamo Paul. Je m'appelle Paul.
And listen again.
Ich heiße Paul. Me chiamo Paul. Mi chiamo Paul. Je m'appelle Paul.
Okay. Question 2. What does this person want to know about your family?
Hast du Geschwister?
¿Tienes hermanos?
Hai dei fratelli o delle sorelle?
Tu as des frères ou sœurs?
And again.
Hast du Geschwister?
¿Tienes hermanos?
Hai dei fratelli o delle sorelle?
Tu as des frères ou sœurs?
Can I just remind you to keep absolutely quiet during the recording, please? Question 3. What does this mean in English?
Wann hast du Geburtstag?
¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños?
Quando è il tuo compleanno?
C'est quand ton anniversaire?
And listen again.
Wann hast du Geburtstag?
¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños?
Quando è il tuo compleanno?
C'est quand ton anniversaire?
And question 4. What does this mean in English?
Ich male gern. Me gusta pintar.
Amo dipingere.
J'aime faire de la peinture.
And listen again.
Ich male gern. Me gusta pintar.
Amo dipingere.
J'aime faire de la peinture.
And question 5. What does this mean in English?
Bitte sprechen Sie langsamer. Hable más despacio, por favor.
Per favore, parla più lentamente.
Parlez plus lentement, s'il vous plaît.
And listen one more time.
Bitte sprechen Sie langsamer. Hable más despacio, por favor.
Per favore, parla più lentamente.
Parlez plus lentement, s'il vous plaît.
Okay, now for questions 6 to 10, you will be asked 5 questions in English and you will hear the answers spoken in German, Spanish, Italian and French. Write down the answer to the question in English on your sheet. You do not need to translate the whole phrase, just listen for the piece of information that you're asked for. The questions are written on your answer sheets to remind you. You may make notes at any time, but I just want to remind you it's extremely important you remain completely silent when you're listening to both recordings. Okay? Question 6. What pets does Andrea have, and how many?
Andrea liebt Tiere und sie hat 3 Hunde zu Hause. A Andrea le encantan los animales y tiene 3 perros en casa.
Andrea ama gli animali e ha 3 cani a casa.
Andrea adore les animaux et elle a 3 chiens à la maison.
And listen again.
Andrea liebt Tiere und sie hat 3 Hunde zu Hause. A Andrea le encantan los animales y tiene 3 perros en casa.
Andrea ama gli animali e ha 3 cani a casa.
Andrea adore les animaux et elle a 3 chiens à la maison.
And question 7. What age is my older brother Martin?
Mein älterer Bruder heißt Martin. Er ist 15 Jahre alt. Mi hermano mayor se llama Martín. Tiene 15 años.
Mio fratello più grande si chiama Martin, ha 15 anni.
Mon frère aîné s'appelle Martin. Il a 15 ans.
And can I just remind you to keep quiet during the recording, please? If you listen again.
Mein älterer Bruder heißt Martin. Er ist 15 Jahre alt.
Mi hermano mayor se llama Martín. Tiene 15 años.
Mio fratello più grande si chiama Martin, ha 15 anni.
Mon frère aîné s'appelle Martin. Il a 15 ans.
Question 8. What time does the swimming lesson start?
Am Donnerstag gehen alle Kinder schwimmen. Der Unterricht fängt um 10:30 an.
El jueves todos los niños van a nadar. La lección comienza a las 10:30.
Giovedì tutti i bambini vanno a nuotare. La lezione comincia alle 10:30.
Le jeudi, tous les enfants font de la natation. La leçon commence à 10h30.
And listen again.
Am Donnerstag gehen alle Kinder schwimmen. Der Unterricht fängt um 10:30 an.
El jueves todos los niños van a nadar. La lección comienza a las 10:30.
Giovedì tutti i bambini vanno a nuotare. La lezione comincia alle 10:30.
Le jeudi, tous les enfants font de la natation. La leçon commence à 10h30.
Question 9. What is Maria asking for?
Ich bin sehr durstig. Darf ich bitte ein Glas Orangensaft haben?
Tengo mucha sed. ¿Puedo tener un vaso de zumo de naranja, por favor?
Ho una gran sete. Posso avere un bicchiere d'aranciata, per favore?
J'ai très soif. Puis-je avoir un jus d'orange, s'il vous plaît?
And listen again, please.
Ich bin sehr durstig. Darf ich bitte ein Glas Orangensaft haben?
Tengo mucha sed. ¿Puedo tener un vaso de zumo de naranja, por favor?
Ho una gran sete. Posso avere un bicchiere d'aranciata, per favore?
J'ai très soif. Puis-je avoir un jus d'orange, s'il vous plaît?
And question 10. What is Jessica's favourite colour?
Jessica trägt immer gelb. Das ist ihre Lieblingsfarbe.
Jessica siempre viste de amarillo. Es su color favorito.
Jessica si veste sempre di giallo. È il suo colore preferito.
Jessica porte toujours des vêtements jaunes. C'est sa couleur préférée.
And listen again.
Jessica trägt immer gelb. Das ist ihre Lieblingsfarbe.
Jessica siempre viste de amarillo. Es su color favorito.
Jessica si veste sempre di giallo. È il suo colore preferito.
Jessica porte toujours des vêtements jaunes. C'est sa couleur préférée.
Now, the final 5 questions of this round are general knowledge language questions. They will be asked in English and will be displayed on the screen behind me. I will ask each question twice. Please listen carefully as they will not be repeated after this. Question 11. Which EU member state is called Suomi in its own most widely spoken language? Which EU member state is called Suomi in its own most widely spoken language? Question 12. Which of the following languages are Romance languages? A. German and Dutch. B. Maltese and Greek. C. Italian and Romanian. Which of the following languages are Romance languages? A. German and Dutch. B. Maltese and Greek. C. Italian and Romanian. Question 13. Благодаря means thank you in one EU language. What language is it? Благодаря means thank you in one EU language. What language is it? Question 14. What do Polish people call their language? What do Polish people call their language? And question 15. Which ancient language does the word Europe originate from? So, which ancient language does the word Europe originate from? Now that concludes round 2. Can I now ask the teachers who are doing the marking to collect in the answer papers? Once you return to your seats, please open the envelope on your clipboard and the correct answers for round 2 and use these for marking. When you've finished the marking, please remain seated and the seat team will collect the sheets to take to the scorers. And Per, would you like to come up and give them the answers now the sheets have all been collected in?
Thank you. Danke schön. Merci. Muchas gracias. Kiitos in Finnish. Thank you for that. That was difficult as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can get the answers onto the screen. So, question 1. What does Ich heiße Paul mean in English? My name is Paul, or I'm called Paul. And then there was the question about the family and what the person wanted to know about your family. You remember? Do you have any brothers or sisters, or siblings, we should say as well? Question 3, which I will remember this time, was a question which in German was, Wann hast du Geburtstag? When is your birthday? Question 4, in Spanish, me gusta pintar. I like painting. Question 5. In French, it was parlez plus lentement, s'il vous plaît. That was please speak slower or more slowly. Then we come to the answer section with question 6, and the question was, what pets does Andrea have and how many? 3 dogs, please shout out. Question 7, what age is my older brother Martin? He's 15 years old. Question 8, and that was, what time does the swimming lesson start? 10:30. 10:30. Question 9, what is Maria asking for? She's asking for a glass of orange juice. Question 10, Jessica's favorite color was? Yellow. It's yellow. And then come the general knowledge questions. The EU member state called Suomi is Finland. Question 12, the clue is, this is in the Romance languages. And the Romance languages are? Italian and Romanian, indeed. And question 13, the clue is actually in the alphabet, because there's only one EU member state that uses the Cyrillic alphabet. Bulgaria is the answer.
And did you notice my fluent pronunciation?
It's fantastic. Well done, Fiona. And what do the Polish people call their language? Polski. And which ancient language, to finalize this round, does the word Europe originate from? Ancient Greek or Greek. Well done, everyone.
Can you check if we're ready to go? Are we running to time? Okay. Well done, everyone. I've just had a quick word with the scorers here, and the scores are very close indeed. There are a few teams in the lead, but everybody else is really close behind them. So as we go into the third round, there is everything to play for. Now remember, at the end of this third round, that's when we'll find out who's going on into the final. So everything to play for. So we're now moving into the important third and final round for all the participants before we identify our two finalist teams. The round focuses on European history, culture, and the European Union. So this round will be 20 questions for you to answer in pairs, working with the person next to you. Listen to the question. You can then discuss your answer, and one of you should write the answer on the answer sheet. Remember not to let the other pair in your team or the other teams hear what you're saying. And a few people kind of forgot themselves. I could hear a few answers being whispered round. So make sure, if you want your team to do best, that you whisper very carefully, very quietly. You should have 2 blue sheets in front of you. Yes? Can you now write your name of your school at the top? As with all previous rounds, the questions will be asked twice. Please listen carefully. The questions will also appear on the screen behind me. Ready? Yes. Great. In which 2 cities does the European Parliament meet? In which 2 cities does the European Parliament meet? A, Paris and Brussels. B, London and Brussels. C, Strasbourg and Brussels. So that's A, Paris and Brussels. B, London and Brussels. C, Strasbourg and Brussels. Okay. Question 2. The European Day of Languages is celebrated each year on the 26th day of which month? The European Day of Languages is celebrated each year on the 26th day of which month? Question 3. How many of the following statements are official objectives of the European Union? A, to promote Europe's role in the world. B, to ensure freedom, justice and security. Or C, to promote economic and social progress. So how many of the following statements are official objectives of the European Union? A, to promote Europe's role in the world. B, to ensure freedom, justice and security. And C, to promote economic and social progress. Question 4. Which country currently holds the presidency of the Council of the European Union? Is it A, Slovakia, B, France, or C, the Netherlands? Which country currently holds the presidency of the Council of the European Union? A, Slovakia, B, France, C, the Netherlands. Question 5. If I had 2 red euro notes and 1 blue euro note, how many euros would I have in total? If I had 2 red euro notes and 1 blue euro note, how many euros would I have in total? Question 6. Which European institution is made up of representatives elected by citizens of each EU member state? Which European institution is made up of representatives elected by citizens of each EU member state? Question 7. The Queen's husband, Prince Philip, is the grandson of the former king of which European country? The Queen's husband, Prince Philip, is the grandson of the former king of which European country? Question 8. How many years has the UK been a member of the European Union? For how many years has the UK been a member of the European Union? Question 9. The most recent EU treaty is the Lisbon Treaty. In what year did it come into force? A, 2009, B, 2011, C, 2013. The most recent EU treaty is the Lisbon Treaty. In what year did it come into force? A, 2009, B, 2011, C, 2013. Question 10. What is the motto of the European Union? Is it A, United in Europe, B, Unity and Freedom, C, United in Diversity? So what is the motto of the European Union? A, United in Europe, B, Unity and Freedom, C, United in Diversity. Can I remind everyone you're only allowed to confer with your partner in this round? Question 11. How many times was the UK's attempt to join the European community rejected before they joined? A, never, B, once, C, twice. So how many times was the UK's attempt to join the European community rejected before they joined? A, never, B, once, C, twice. Question 12. How many MEPs represent the UK in the European Parliament? How many MEPs represent the UK in the European Parliament? Question 13. Louise Weiss was a French women's rights activist and one of the very first MEPs. This building is named after her. Which European institution does it house? Louise Weiss was a French women's rights activist and one of the very first MEPs. This building is named after her. Which European institution does it house? Question 14. On what date will the UK vote on future membership of the EU? On what date will the UK vote to decide on future membership of the EU? Sorry, take place. Question 15. How many of the 28 EU member states use the euro currency? How many of the 28 EU member states use the euro currency? Question 16. The European Commission has one of the largest translation services in the world. How many official languages do they work in? The European Commission has one of the largest translation services in the world. How many official languages do they work in? Question 17. The current European Council President is Donald Tusk. Which EU country is he from? The current European Council President is Donald Tusk. Which EU country is he from? Question 18. In which city is the headquarters of the European Space Agency located? In which country is the headquarters of the European Space Agency located? Question 19. What is the name of the EU programme which allows students to go on exchange visits to other EU member states? A. EU Exchange. B. Erasmus Plus. C. Member State Study. So what is the name of the EU programme which allows students to go on exchange visits to other EU member states? Is it A. EU Exchange, B. Erasmus Plus, C, member state study. Right, and the final question of this round, the final question of us all being together. How many countries currently have candidate status for joining the EU? How many countries currently have candidate status for joining the EU? Shh, people, please, can you please keep the noise down? And I'd like to say well done to all of you, but can you ask the teachers to collect in for the final time? The question papers. Once you've returned to your seats, please open the envelope on your clipboard and the correct answers for round 3 and use these for marking. When you've finished marking, please remain seated and the seat team will collect the sheets to take to the scorers. Are all the question papers in? Per, would you like to come down and give us the answers?
Well done, everyone. Third time lucky, I hope. Let's see if we can go through the answers. And again, just shout out when you know it, okay? This one I probably should know. In which 2 cities does the European Parliament meet? Strasbourg and Brussels, indeed. The European Day of Languages is in which month? September. Question 3 was how many of the statements are official objectives of the EU? All 3 is the answer. And the country, which you can see from the logo, that is the current presidency country of the EU, the Netherlands, NL. This looks like an E and U 2016. If I had, which I probably never will, 2 red Euro notes, sorry, 2 red Euro notes and 1 blue Euro note, how much money do I have? 40 euros. 20 plus 10 plus 10. And the institution, the European institution, made up of representatives elected by the citizens of each EU member state is European Parliament. Prince Philip comes from which country and is the grandson of which king of which country? Greece. He's the grandson of George I. How many years has the UK been a member of the European Union? 43 years. And the Lisbon Treaty entered into force in which year? 2009. Question 10. Which is the motto of the European Union? United in diversity. Question 11. How many times was the UK's attempt to join the EU rejected? Twice. How many MEPs represent the UK? 73. How many represent Scotland? 6. Well done. And the Louis Weiss building is a building of which European institution? I was there last week, and it's the European Parliament in Strasbourg. And what date will the UK vote on future membership of the EU? 23rd of June of this year, 2016. And how many EU member states use the euro? 19. Very good. The European Commission has one of the largest translation services in the world and interpretation services. How many official languages? 24 at the moment. Donald Tusk is the European Council President. Where does he come from? He is Polish, from Poland. The European Space Agency is based in Paris. And the EU program that allows students to go on exchange visits is called Erasmus Plus. And last but not least, how many countries currently have candidate status to join the EU? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, everyone.
Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of the first 3 rounds, and I'm sure you'll all want to know your scores. But while the scores are being added up, we will have a short break, and the scores will be announced after that. So during this break, we would ask all the pupils and their teachers to exit through the doors in the middle of the theatre and into the catering space where you receive a drink of juice or water. Assistants will show you where the toilets are in that part of the building. Parents and guests, if you could exit from the back, from the main door at the back, and use the facilities on that floor. Okay? Can you please make sure that you are back in your seats by 10 to 3? But before I announce the names of the teams that will be going into the final round, we do have 2 clear winners. I really would like to say how impressed I am with you all for getting here today and for the performance that you gave today. I think every single person in this room is a winner, and you should all be incredibly proud of your achievement today. So, well done. I am pleased to announce that the 2 teams going into the final round are St Margaret's Fife and St Mary's West Dunbartonshire. The scores for all the teams are going to be put on the screens behind, so you'll all get a chance to see. Am I right? Can I ask the finalists to come down to the front, to the seats in the front row? And can you bring your mascots and bring your school sign, please? Yeah. Okay. Are we putting the scores up, or will we bring them up at the end? That doesn't sound too good. Okay. Wait, sorry.
sorry, they're just watching a second. Is that the first round? Or we just... Is that you? Yeah. Did they all see them?
We're having some technological difficulties with that, folks, but we will get the scores to you at the end. Right. We'll now begin the fourth and final round of the quiz. And this round will work as follows. This round has 20 questions. The first 10 questions alternate between the two teams. If a team answers correctly, then they win the point. If a team answers incorrectly, the question will be passed to the other team for a possible bonus point. This will be followed by 10 buzzer questions. I will monitor the amount of time allowed to answer the questions to ensure fairness. Per Johansson will keep the scores. Teams, please choose a speaker for your team who's going to give the answer. If I call you to speak, please use the microphone. It will help everyone in the theatre to hear you properly. Now, are you both ready? Okay. Team A. In which year did Bulgaria join the EU?
Is it 2004?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Team B, I can offer it to you as a bonus question.
2007?
Correct. Well done. Team B, in which year did Finland join the EU?
1995?
Correct. Team A, farfalle, rigatoni and fusilli are names of which food most commonly found in Italy?
Pasta?
Correct. Team B, macaron and madeleine are foods associated with which EU member state?
France?
Correct. Team A, in which European capital city will the 2016 European Athletics Championships take place?
Paris?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can offer it as a bonus to Team B.
Amsterdam?
Correct. Team B, in which European country is the oldest tennis tournament in the world, played in June and July each year?
London?
Country?
England?
Correct. Team A, what is the name of the river which flows through Berlin? I must hurry you.
The Rhine?
That's incorrect. I can offer it to Team B as a bonus.
The Spree?
Correct. Team B, what is the name of the river which flows through Rome?
The Tiber?
Correct. Team A. Which EU member state has the most MEPs?
Germany.
Correct. Team B. How many of Scotland's MEPs are women?
1.
Correct. Right, we'll now move on to the 10 buzzer questions. Each question will be asked to both teams at the same time and will be answered by the first team to buzz. A correct answer wins the point. If they answer incorrectly, the question will be passed to the other team for a possible bonus point. Once you press the buzzer, you must answer immediately. There is no conferring with your teammates once the buzzer has been pressed. So if you want to confer, you must do so before you press the button. If the answer is incorrect, it will be passed over to the other team who may confer before answering. Okay, do you understand that? Good. Can we test the buzzers? Right. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. The Scottish Parliament building was designed by architect Enrique Morales. What is his nationality? Team B.
Spanish.
Correct. What is the tallest building in Europe? Team A. Correct. Question 13. Belgium has 3 official languages. Which is the most widely spoken? Team A.
Is it Dutch?
Yes, correct. Question 14. In which Scottish city is a European capital of culture? Team B.
Is it Glasgow?
It certainly is. Question 15. What is the name of Europe's largest active volcano located in Sicily?
Mount Etna?
Correct. Question 16. In which EU country would you find toreros competing with a bull to become a matador?
Spain?
Correct. Do you know what they would be doing?
Sorry?
What would they be doing? Good, well done. Question 17. Strasbourg and Nantes are cities in which EU member state? And that was Team B?
France?
Correct. What nationality was Jan Vermeer, the painter of The Girl with the Pearl Earring?
Dutch?
Correct. 19. Name one European candidate country. Team A? Correct. I was going to finish the question, would have been beginning with the letter M. So 20. Which city is closer to Edinburgh? Warsaw, Madrid, or Sofia?
Madrid?
No, I'm afraid I'm going to have to offer that as a bonus point.
Warsaw?
Correct. Now, if you would be patient with us for a few minutes till the scorers have added up the scores. It was a very exciting round. And if everyone could just remain in their seats till we confer with the scorers. So it gives me great pleasure to invite Moira Frizzell, trustee of the Scottish European Educational Trust, to join me to present the trophies. Now, for third place, we had a tie break. So we have two schools that have actually been going to be awarded third place, and that is Alloway, South Ayrshire, and St Leonard's, South Lanarkshire. Come down, please. And the second place is St Margaret's Fife. And that, of course, leaves us with the winners of Euroquiz 2016, St Mary's, Weston Bartington. And I'd now like to ask Moira to say a few words of thanks, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Do you want to come here?
Wow, what an exciting quiz this has been. What do you think? Have you enjoyed yourself? Yes. Have you enjoyed yourself? Yes. Great. Well, it is indeed my pleasure, my privilege to be asked to do a quick vote of thanks here. As you can imagine, a competition like this doesn't happen easily. There are so many people to thank because there's an awful lot of work has gone on in the background, a lot of preparation, and of course all the heats which you've all already achieved so well in. But first of all, I think I would like to start by thanking Fiona Fisher, who we described at the beginning as the director of SILT, that's Scotland's National Centre for Languages. I think she's been an excellent quiz master, really, really good. Now, I don't know whether it's because of the venue at Heriot Watt, but I think I want to say, Jeremy Paxman, look out. She really has been absolutely splendid. We work with SILT throughout the year because they support us in preparing the language questions. And I think as we've heard today, language questions in round 2 were really quite demanding. And this development of your languages will help you, as Per has said, throughout your life. And we really thank them very much for all the cooperation throughout the year in this.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to
thank Heriot Watt University for hosting this. This has been a fantastic venue. As you know, we've normally held the final in the Parliament, but due to the elections this year, that wasn't possible. And it's been a lot of additional hard work in the last stages to find a venue that was suitable, that would host us all. But I think they've been absolutely splendid. Yvonne McLaren has had to leave us, but I would like to thank her particularly for her welcome. And for those of you who have had the opportunity to go around the Language Centre, that was organised by Fanny Shu, and she helped to organise all those tours. So I think a wee round of applause for them as well. I'd very much like to thank Per Johansson, who, as you know, is head of the European Parliament in Scotland, who's taken us through, first of all, introducing the quiz, but also in doing the answers. And I think you must admit, he's made it great fun, and it's when you've been asked the questions, you've been shouting out the answers. I think that's worked extremely well. So a big round of applause for Per. Now, we also are very, very grateful to all the donors who have made this event possible. I'm not going to go through them all, but there are some key players in this we really must thank. First of all, the European Parliament Information Office and the Scottish Government, who have been very generous donors. We're also very grateful to the extra support from West Lothian Council this year, because they have enabled us to stream this event, which is going to all the schools in your local authorities throughout the whole of Scotland. Some of them will be sitting in their gymnasiums listening to this, which allows you, because you've gone through all the heats, but allows all the other teams who participated in the heats to watch this final. So thank you very much to West Lothian Council. I'd also like to thank the European Commission Office in Scotland, who have donated the gift bags, which you will all get as you're leaving, but also they help us in the provision and the distribution of the resources, which I think without that you wouldn't have had all that fabulous information that you've had and all the learning processes. You know, this is a really unique event in Scotland. This is possibly one of the only events in the whole of Scotland which involves so many local authorities. I know you all play in your local football matches and all the other things that you have, but this is all-embracing. It's from the whole of Scotland, from the Western Isles right down to the borders. And I think that is something that today, when you've been participating in it, you must have felt it's great. Being here in a venue, having all these people here. I also want to add my own personal thanks to all of you who have competed today. You've all done extremely well. Congratulations to you all. And perhaps all you pupils, what about a round of applause for your teachers who have worked so hard? Now, I am a trustee, but I can't go without thanking the people who are employees at SEAT. First of all, our team leader, Sophie Buxton, who sadly is going to be leaving us, moving on to Pastures New. So this is her swan song, and I think it's been really superb. It's been superbly well organised, every attention to detail, and I think it's all gone extremely smoothly. So thank you very much to Sophie for all her hard work. To Jane Byers here, who has also been working with Sophie and who will be taking over Sophie's position in organising. So she will be your point of contact next year for this quiz. And to Rebecca, I'm not sure where she is, Rebecca Clough, who has prepared all the questions. Can you imagine the amount of hard work that has taken? So thank you to Rebecca as well. So well done, everybody. It's been a fabulous event, and I hope you've all enjoyed it as much as we have.
now we're going to have some photographs, and thank you, Moira. I just thought today was fabulous as well. And so we're going to have some photographs to remind ourselves so we can look back and remember our experience here. So have we taken all the photos of the winners? That's complete, thank you. So I'd like you to join me for a group photograph, all of us out in the gardens. Can you please, don't just move just yet, but please find your teachers and make your way through the middle door here. Okay, so if the pupils and the teachers can make their way through the middle door, we'll return to the building after the photo to collect bags and coats, and we'll be operating a one-way system. So could you listen, folks? Just listen till I've finished the instructions. So we'll be operating a one-way system, so please follow directions to ensure that you can collect all your certificates and gift bags as you leave, because you'll not be going home empty-handed. Parents and guests, can I ask you to exit via the top doors? If you want to join us and the teams at the photo area, we would ask you leave through the top doors, turn left, and then take the first door right after the bridge to join us in the gardens. Alternatively, you can wait in the area near the canteen until all the pupils return if you don't want to be part of the photographs or to watch the photographs. Okay, is that all right? Is that clear? My warmest congratulations to you all. It's been an absolute pleasure today. Thank you.